Hello, guys. I'm gonna do a little craft along with me. I did a short with regarding these specimen slides, die cuts that I have cut out with my Sizzix, posing the question: if you were to buy them, would you want them in their raw form, or would you want them actually completed? With the image in it. You know, I got a comment and I was reading it and it disappeared. But the gist of what I did get to read basically said, offer both in the Etsy shop and see what happens. So, not a bad idea. I had enough cut out that I could split it in half and actually do half and half with no problem. So that's what I'm gonna roll with that. So these are cut out of, just regular old manila folder. And you can see I've grunged them up. This is the original. This is grunged up with ink. And that is brushed corduroy, walnut stain, and then black archival ink. Just, with my blender brushes. And then I cut them out with my Sizzix. And then I laid these out on my desk. And I have this jar of onion water, onion peel, onion skin water that I'll be dyeing papers with in a little bit. And I just, sprinkled, giving it some, just giving it some character. I have pulled out stamps that kind of go along with this idea. I need my red ink. Put my ruler away so it's out of my way. I want to use green this time. I think I'm just going to stick with the red. I shouldn't need any of my big blocks, but so this is a Kathy Holden. I think it's called Signatures. So it does have all these tiny little, people's signatures. Some of them are not going to be small enough. Like I wouldn't want to use this one, for example, because that's going to take up, a pretty healthy chunk of that. But there are ones on here that are really, really small and skinny, like this one. And I also have this set that also has a really small signature here. So got signature, like, the scientist signatures. And then I've got various other, this one's out just so for the numbers that's on it. This is like date. It's supposed to be, it's like postage, but I like this stamp here. And I don't know where the other one is that I usually use when I do these. Handle with care. Which I do like to use when I'm making these. And this is just for more added background grunge. So we're going to start with that. Going into the walnut stain. And I'm just going to randomly go around spinning the stamp in all kinds of different directions. And just kind of adding some character to them. I will say that, this is a very messy museum that these are stored in, because there's all kinds of spills and, coffee stains and all kinds of stuff all over their, all over their prized specimens. But okay. I'm done with that one. So the next step in this is putting the ID numbers on there. And it can be any one of my 3 sets, I think. This one might be. So this particular die set, there's a perforated dotted line. If I get it in the right light, you can barely see it. So I do want to get the number above that line, but that one is too big. We do have this one. I almost feel like this is too small. Well, I've got it like really inked up. I want the bigger one. I want the bigger ones. And a good trick when you're stamping, press down, count to 5. That just gives time for the ink to kind of grab the paper. Or the paper to grab the ink, depending on how you want to look at that. I have one more big number. Not on that one. This one will be the oddball out. But ideally, anybody that buys stuff like this, they're not going to put them all in the same journal usually. That one paper really grabbed it. Okay. And then this, I'm going to do in red. This is the inspected. Which way does it go? There we go. And it doesn't matter. I mean, if I was to put it, you know, upside down, it's okay. And you can put these where, you know, wherever you want. Because again, you know, typically things are going to be mass approved. And, you know, some inspectors are going to be particular about where they stamp, whereas others are going to be more about, you know, efficiency rather than accuracy. You know what I mean? Let's see. I have two different ones that say identification. There's one not in this pile, which is possible. Might be in my other. Might be in my steampunk. Nope, but there is stuff on there that I like. Oh no! One of my stencils got bent. It got bent. There's one particular set of stamps that I'm looking for. It says inspection card or identification card, and it's in really small print. And so I always just do the identification part. Because this has identification, but I mean, it's big. So, I mean, it literally would be the entire front. Looking for anything else I can use. There's the other, like, cancellation one that I usually use. Shipped, charged, canceled, paid, original, duplicate, triplicate, entered, received, answered, filed, packed. Okay. Not any of those that I would want. As found. As found. Okay. You go grab my stamps because There's absolutely a specific one that I'm looking for. Put my library ones away while I'm at it. Labels, bugs, flowers. I mean, I know where it's supposed to be in this box. But thinking I must have misfiled it. Otherwise, you know, I would be seeing them. I'd be seeing it, right? Unless it's lost on my desk, on my table here, which is entirely possible. That it's, you know, buried in a pile somewhere. It's not one of my backgrounds. But I'm going to look through there, make sure I didn't get misfiled. It should be in this miscellaneous section here. Oops. Just had one fall off. My tummy is a gurgling. It's saying, hey, y'all might want to have considered, you know, just an idea. Maybe you should have thought about eating breakfast before you started crafting and recording. But, you know, that would have made too much sense, right? Okay, it's got to be buried on my desk somewhere because, I mean, they're on bright yellow. They're kind of hard to miss. I see some bright yellow at the bottom of this pile. But that is not it. Oh, there's no one. And that is not it. It is just more stamps for me to put away, though. One more scan into one more spot that I know my stuff has been gathering. And found it. That needs to be put with my stencils. Just reminding myself what's on this one. This is the one I was looking for. See, it's got right here. identification card. It's identification card stub by Just Ink identification card, and it's like the perfect size. Now, if I put my stuff away when I'm done with it, instead of just moving it off into a pile, I would know where stuff is when I'm looking for it, right? As I'm getting ready to just move all this stuff over into a pile. Okay, so identification card. So what I do, come on, lid, is I just ink where it says identification card. So the easiest way for me to do that is to go right on the edge of my ink pad. Make sure that I'm putting that the right way up. And I like this one because it fits nicely right between the the two rivet holes there. You guys see what I almost did there? I'm crooked. I almost inked the stub. I don't want the stub. I just want the identification card. Okay. I'm going to go grab one of my other examples. Because I made these a long time ago. So yeah, it's been a minute. And obviously they're going to be different. Like this, I cannot remember for the life of me where I got these labels. I had more than one. I'm assuming I printed it off the internet. I don't know. I reverse image searched it. Couldn't find it. I don't know. So I just hopped onto Etsy and I printed out some Tracy Fox labels, specimen labels. We're just going to be using that. Do I want anything else on the front here? Darcy's Misadventures in Mixed Media. Looks like she just dropped a video. Got the notification on my phone. It's right there. let's find some small stuff here. Okay. That one's going to be too big. Too big. I'm trying to avoid the round ones for right now. Just because I'm like, I don't want to cut them out. This is too big. I like some of these that are like slightly bigger. This is plant industry. Me using butterflies. Probably don't want to put plant. And maybe there's duplicates. I did print out twice. And I did that on purpose. Oh, my phone's busy this morning. I feel like I want a round one for this one. Yeah, I didn't even get to see the comment that literally, I was like, I didn't even see who it was from. Like, as soon I started reading it and it just poof. So if it was you, please feel free to comment again. And hopefully hopefully it stays in my comments this time. Get out of my way. Botany. Plants of Virginia. I just realized my microphone is like faced in some weird direction. But I am going to mute you for just a second. I got to blow my nose. Morning meds. Allergy meds are kicking in. Almost feel like I'm going to have no choice but to do some flowers because nothing in here is like really jumping out at me. Holotype insects. Natural history. Oh, I have a message from Timu. Okay, there on that one. Where'd that round one that I had cut out go? There it is. So it just says field specimen label. It's not really. Okay. Where's my dauber? Oh, go figure. I put it away. Who would have thunk it? I'm just going to ink around these. And I'm going kind of onto the surface of them just to, grunge them up. Not focusing just on the edge, And again, this is walnut stain, my go-to brown. Oops, this one. Need my corner rounder. I may have to get my posties out, my Post-it note. No, this is working just fine. And I go grocery shopping today. I really don't want to. I hate grocery shopping. I've been bad. I haven't even really taken the time to make my grocery list. I mean, I've got some items in my head that I know I need to pick up and or want to pick up. But yeah, really should be taking the time to make a list. Yeah. Didn't mean to drop that glue ball. Meant to put it in the garbage and it fell out of my hand. Make sure my glue is going to work this morning. Okay, we're going to start gluing these down. You don't have to use the big hefty duty, heavy, industrial strength Fabri-Tac, Fabri-Fix glue. I am because A, I'm almost out of glue stick, and B, it's my favorite glue. I like using it, and I'm okay with how much it costs for as much as I use it. I don't know if you guys noticed that little slip there. I went to squish it down and it slid out of place. Stick that down there. These are printed just on regular old copy paper. My silicone glue just found a cut in my finger. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Mama, that stings. I even know when I cut my finger. One of the joys of neuropathy, I guess. Quote unquote joys. Obviously, I'm being facetious there. Okay. Now, get my urgent, important, and handle with care stamps out. And my red ink. Like, where's my stamping block? Make sure I know which direction it's facing here. Not a super fan of this particular ink pad, but can't waste it, so. I will use it till it inks no more. Okay. I should have stamped that off. Well. And then important. Okay. Put my lid. Try to get my lid back on there. This. I'm going to stamp in black. Move you out of the way. Okay, get me some stamp, some signature here. You know, as a scientist, got to sign their sign their stuff. I gotta know where I want it. I realized I'd already stamped that. I just wanted it darker. Like Samuel Harris? I think is what that says. Mr. Harris will be looking for like something that would be like look like an inspector number. Oops. I just flung a bunch of my other ones. Department 177. Then I was almost positive that it was on this set, but I guess not. But let's see. I do have this one. See, approved is way too big. I could do registered. Received is too big. Filed is too big. I thought I had a smaller one that said filed. Again, it's been a minute since I've done this. So trying to remember what stamps I have. Plus I've got new stamps since I did this last. So that was just a number. That's a number. Approved as found. Good work. So, that was so out of place. Okay, maybe they're good. Maybe that's what the universe is telling me. Okay. Drinking some tea this morning. Get up and get me butterflies. Oh my goodness, we're almost at an hour already. I like that size. That's the last of that one I have. Oh, this is just going through my stack of butterfly stickers here and finding ones that will fit inside this little window. This one's small enough. Yes. I really need to start using my stickers more, especially these. I mean, I've got a ton of them, as you can see, and I forget about them because, again, they're on a shelf behind me. So when I'm crafting, they're behind me. They're, behind my back. No, that's too big. See, I'm second guessing that one. Close, but not bad. Yeah, that one's not bad. What did I have? 5? I knew that one was going to be small enough. Let's get one of those. Okay. Put butterflies away. Grab envelope of acetates. Oh, what do I want to put behind it? Do I want to do book pages again? I mean, I definitely like the book page because it's, very much in line with, what we're doing. Scissors. So it needs to cut like right there. And if I cut it too wide, I can trim it off. And I'm going to have one more than I need because 3 cut in half is 6. There's no way to cut 3 in half and make 5. So I have one more than I need, but that is okay as well. I'll go ahead and throw these 2 little scraps away. These are backing sheets off of my rubber stamps that I get. People have asked me before, like, what do I do with those since I save them? And, that's, you're seeing what I do with them. Not even sure what book this is. Oh, well. Changing my mind on that one just because it was faith-based. And so making something for the masses or potentially for sale, I don't want to do anything that is along those lines. Just looking for some nice caramel colored book page. This is the one I was actually looking for. Could have done sheet music behind it, but that's okay. Again, turn down the writing block, the text block. Now, these need to be just about the same size as the window. A little bit bigger so you have space, to glue. I have way more pages than I need here. What I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I'm gonna have extra. Tear that down. I'm going to throw those extras away because If you watched my reorganization video a couple months back, then you know I have a ton of books that are used just for junk journaling. I tear them down page by page. So I'm really not concerned about throwing pages away. Med alarm. All right. So these each fold. Oh, my shark has been activated. Yes, it goes off at 9 every morning. Okay, and then I'm going to glue one of these into each base and get my glue out of its holder. Okay. Get off me. Eyeballing, double checking. Now I'm just doing like a quick visual, a quick scan of the text that I am choosing to make sure there's no like inappropriate stuff. Now the easiest way to do that, honestly, is actually if you like did if you only work with dictionaries, well, even dictionaries you can get questionable words, but like children's books, you're usually pretty safe and not having to worry about there being something in there that would be offensive or inappropriate. But this book is called Garden of Lies, and it's a salacious romance novel. So I do have to read every once in a while to figure out, make sure that, I'm not putting anything in there that is like, eek. Okay, so what I have found the easiest way for me to get these butterflies in here and get them centered is to close this down like so. Put the butterfly in through the window. And then, just open it up so that, it doesn't seal itself closed before you're ready, because still have to glue the acetate covers on. Maybe hearing my shark. He's over here banging into everything. And that's the benefit too, is that, you are covering it with something. So the bigger your image, the more of your background's going to be covered. So, if you're using book pages that are just, riddled with super racy stuff, you can work around it, with your stickers and stuff if you're, bit, require some creativity. I'm really struggling with this sticker right now. There we go. Yeah, we're going to close that. Try to get that in there, centered. And nobody's perfect. I mean, go to a science museum and look at their specimens. Are they perfect? Probably not. Because again, we're human. Scientists are human. Smart humans, but humans nonetheless. Therefore, they are not perfect either. But y'all know that. And then last but not least is this blue butterfly. I don't know how much of that was actually being seen on camera, but just as a reminder, when you have these clear stickers, this is how I do it. I put it sticker side down so the back is facing me, and with a straight pin. And I think this one's getting dull, and I think that's why I'm having so much trouble. But I come in at an angle and I try to poke just through that backing layer, and then you can pull your front from your back. Does it work all the time? Nope. Have I poked all the way through and stabbed a hole in my stickers? Yes. Have I stabbed through and stabbed my own finger? Yes. More times than I care to count. Okay, now I'm going to glue the... Oh, I should have inked. Hold on. Birch. Back up. I want to ink the inside edge first. Okay. I'll just do that on all of them so that I don't forget on future ones. And again, when you're making them on your own, you don't have to ink. You don't have to do any of what I've done on these. To be perfectly fair about it. If you get blanks, you're going to have different supplies. You're going to have different stamps. You're going to have different ideas, I've seen people do these with people, with faces of people. So obviously you wouldn't have a specimen, ID on the back, or the inspection approved, filed. You wouldn't have those kinds of things if your central image is a person, for example. But, put my pen away. before I lose it. And the one my first one that I glued is lost in this pile. It's down there somewhere. So, but we'll get to it. So I'm going to put glue down on this as close to the opening as I can. Take a piece of acetate. Oh, these are way too big. So trim that. Trim that. Right. Now, if you're going to squish it down, squish out so that ideally your glue is not going to seep out into your window. Okay. And then you glue this whole thing. The whole thing closed. Whew, I just squirted that cut on my finger again. And then glue it closed. And remember, when I was cutting these out, I was just eyeballing it. So, you know. I have a ton of acetate. You see stuff sticking to me. So I'm watching the clock. I'm over an hour. So I know that even the people that have been with me this entire time are going to start dropping off because that's what statistics show. Ooh, I cut that one. Almost. That's like right on the edge of too short. Oh, and then I moved it. Which means I now have glue where I don't want glue. But yeah, I know that studies show that people that watch like YouTube and Instagram and all that. 30 to 60 minutes is ideal. Which I think they're challenging that their own thinking, because they're really pushing the shorts algorithm, and I think that's a little bit more accurate for human beings' capacity to focus and pay attention these days. Seems to be like 1 minute or less. So my original one, I just see had tabs on them. I cannot for the life of me figure out what tab punch that is. I'm just going to go through. Give this a nice ink or do. Let's see the difference the ink makes on them. Just kind of grunges them up, makes them look like, like they've been in a museum for a while. Clean up this craziness right here. Okay. I don't know where my little box of dots are. So these are leftover dots from all the diamond painting projects done in the past. Well, these are just the round ones. I have the square ones that are boxed up because they are going to is it 686? Yeah, 686. I'm looking for a dark. It's where it helps to know your DMC colors. That's blue. That's a blue. I don't know if I have any. Looking for dark browns or black. There's a dark brown. I'm like, I gotta have some in here. Anyway, my squares, I have boxed up and I am sending them to the administrator of a Facebook group. It's a group called Got Diamonds. So for any of you out there that do diamond painting, it's a wonderful Facebook group. And what they do is, if you get a kit that's short, or your cat knocks your board over, or whatever, and you're short on diamonds, you can post in there and say, hey, anybody have about 200 3071 rounds? And if somebody's got it in their stash, then they connect with you and send you what you need. It is a swap, not swap. That's what I'm looking for. You're not you as the giver assume shipping, so you can't. It's against the group rules to then private message them and be like, okay, so it'll be this much for me to send it to you. Not allowed to do that. So each of these cards, they've got little holes in them. If you have little tiny rivets or brads, you can put those in there. I don't have any that are little enough. Oh, there it is. Oh, they're getting into my diamond painting stuff. I gotta finish that diamond painting. When I was doing on live stream forever ago. But this is a good way for me to use up my spare dots. And I've used the square ones in projects, and I don't like the look of them. I like the rounds because then they actually look like screw heads or brads or rivets or whatever you're wanting them to look like. Whatever you're mimicking. The squares just don't, for me, they just don't look right. Which is why I'm keeping the rounds and shipping off the squares. I feel like I'm talking about like The Outsiders or something. No squares allowed. But isn't that a nice little finish that it gives it? You know, for me, it's like I liken it to when Pam at the Paper Outpost post when she breaks out her Nuvo drops and just goes to town putting dots on all of, her stuff, and it's like, yep, that's how I feel. It just just finishes it. Whoops, that one took flight. And as you saw, I have plenty of leftovers of these. So I am not going to spend the time like trying to get these back into the bottle. I'm just going to swish them off into my hand, swish them off into my garbage, and call it good. All right. So there we have it. Backs, fronts, little specimen, completed specimen ID cards. So these will be going up into my Etsy shop. If you're interested, keep an eye out for them there, as well as a set of the blanks if you want to be able to decorate your own. Wow, there's a real big glare there. That's what happens though when you're, dealing with acetates and stuff. It gets, you get that glare. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Wow, almost an hour and a half. Hit the like button if you so choose. I greatly appreciate it, and keep an eye out for future videos. Bye.